This is a journey of life. And in studio today, I remember the first time I heard about this cat, I was like told, this is a guy. These two are a group. They are a group of people who, when it comes to the game of broadcasting, and we're talking about now social media podcasting, they have basically brought a change. Okay, their show, all right, is a Kenyan-based podcast that champions positive masculinity and progressive social change in black communities in Africa and across the globe. We unafikiria tu abstract weni hapa Nairobi na Mombasa ndio mbali. If you're playing in Maki Waters, it's Nakuru County.
Yeah.
These guys are global, my brother. All right, these two founded this in 2019 from a barber shop here in Nairobi. They have produced over 117 video podcasts on YouTube, 582 posts on Instagram, and over 200 TikTok videos through 14 seasons. Okay, so their body of work comprises of high-level debates with keynote guests such as Grammy-nominated artists, thought leaders, authors, and entertainers on topics affecting black communities today, such as entrepreneurship, fatherhood, period poverty, and success in the creative arts. I've been looking for these guys for since early on this year.
Okay.
They're finally in the studio. Let us make welcome Oscar Kome, Eli Wenda. Welcome, guys, to hey. Welcome, guys, to Transformational Thursday, guys.
Did we do all of that? Are they talking about?
Hold up, guys. There we go. Let me
tell you something. Let me let you guys know. We've not had an intro like that in our entire life. We've done a lot,
honestly.
But we've not had an intro like that in our entire life. It's a huge honor to be here.
Thank you so much, guys.
Abstract. You guys are amazing. And now I want to ride a bike. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Listen, thanks, guys. And like I said, life's a journey and it's a story.
Yeah.
So let's start the journey at the beginning because you're closest to me, Oscar.
Yeah.
Just basically your backstory.
Yeah.
Okay. Oscar Kome ni huyu jamaa nilizaliwa hapa nikaenda huko nikafanya nini. So your story before you met Eli.
Let's go. My name's Oscar, and I grew up in South Sea, baby.
All right.
Just across the road.
Yes.
I'm trained as a lawyer.
Oh, good one. Esquire.
Yeah. Yes.
You did the KSL?
I did KSL. I ate it up.
Good
job. It all up.
Uh-huh.
And I'm also done a master's in finance. So I've done that as well.
Okay.
And I did that while building the podcast.
Come on.
But that was before
Right.
when I met Eli, I was a lawyer,
right,
an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and at that time there was this huge issue that was going on at the time. I don't know if you remember 2019, suicide rates among young men and boys was astronomically high.
Right.
And Eli and I, through a serendipitous touch of fate, decided to start a podcast in this barbershop and just take it to that next level.
I love it.
And create a safe space for young men and boys to come and just sit down, have a chat, just like we're doing right now.
I love it.
Actually, this is very what Man Talk wants.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Kevin, may I shave myself, but then clearly that barbershop is somewhere you should be hanging. Do you guys still go to this barbershop? The same set?
There's many barbershops in Nairobi.
Yeah, please.
So we're diverse.
Oh, okay. Oh, there's no loyalty here.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a story around that barbershop, and I'd like Eli to tell it. Around actually, we met because of that barbershop. It's good that
Allah. So Eli,
yes.
Tell us now. What's your backstory, bro?
Okay, so it was a cold summer's night. No, I'm joking. No, so I grew up in the UK, in Oxfordshire, and then Kent. Then I came to Kenya in 2019.
Right.
I was doing business, right? But then I didn't have anyone my age that I was interacting with because all the guys I was talking to was 40 plus. So I said, let me start posting on social media, and my following grew. Then I started to get cognizant with the people in that space, right? So bonding with them, chatting with them, hearing a lot of people complaining about what's happening in Kenya, what's happening in their life. And then I was actually at the barbershop and I was talking to my boy who owned the shop.
Right.
And he was like saying, I want to start a podcast in this barbershop.
Yes.
And I was like, that's a really good idea because I've been making content about fashion, grooming,
Sharp.
but I feel like there's way more to talk about online.
Right.
And I've been wanting to start a podcast as well.
Right.
So he said, okay, perfect. Then we're having a meeting in a restaurant.
Right.
And then Oscar walks in and the barbershop owner is our
Yes.
mutual friend.
Okay.
And so we discussed saying we're talking about starting a podcast.
Right.
And Oscar was like, I've always told you to start a podcast
Right.
in that barbershop.
Right.
So then we were starting our recording,
Yeah.
our second episode.
Yeah.
And Oscar happened to be getting shaved that
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
And we said, boy, just jump on the mic. Let's do an episode together.
Bus.
And then the rest is history. We just started recording from that day, and now it's been 3 years, and we're still recording.
Yeah.
Okay, question, guys. Where is this barbershop?
There's several, right?
There's several. Yeah, it's Castro's Man Cave. Shout out to
I've seen that by the way.
yeah, Castro's
Yeah.
Man Cave.
Yeah.
So
I've
we
seen
were
that,
originally
yeah.
4.
Yeah. Bus.
It was me, Eli, a gentleman called Martin Kimadi,
Sure.
and another gentleman called Nick,
Right.
Tair, who owned the barbershop.
Bus.
Over time, Eli and I had a vision for the brand.
Right.
And at that time, guys were busy. There was a lot going on in their lives. So Eli and I were like, listen, we want to 50x this thing.
Allah.
And we
Yeah.
put our foot down, and here we are in Spice FM.
I've got to ask because what happened to the other two? Now this guy, the Nani owner, which one is he? Castro.
Yeah, Castro's
Yeah.
Man Cave.
What's his name though?
Nick. Tair.
Did Nick do anything?
Nick focused more on the business side.
Right.
He's a businessman at heart, and I
Yes.
think that's what he realized when we
Right.
started doing digital.
Right.
He was like, I love what we're doing,
Sharp.
but I'd rather serve men in
Sharp.
the barbershop.
Sharp.
I'm not really going to get behind the mic.
Sharp.
Martin, it was just a time. He's a presenter.
Right.
So he had other gigs that didn't allow him to be in the studio at the same time.
Are you talking about Martin of Capital?
No. Martin Kimadi.
I don't know if is he in
Teen Republic.
Teen Republic.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, that one you know.
I remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
He might remember. He's a good pal of mine.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're all still very good
Yeah,
friends.
real
We're all
good,
very
real
friends.
good G.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. But now, do they feel Kiwaru?
I have no idea.
No, we don't really talk about it.
We don't really talk about it.
When we
no.
meet, it's just good vibes. Good vibes, yeah.
Yeah, it's just good vibes and white caps.
Exactly.
Nice one.
So, do you know, Oscar?
Yeah,
You see, like abstract
yeah.
when when Eli is talking. You see how he's focused. Yeah. Did you catch everything he said?
Yeah, I did.
You understood
No,
everything.
I've always been intrigued by the English, the British accent. So I love hearing
Oscar, you see
people
how he's trying to
when they
talk with an
actually
accent,
converse.
right?
And I just love it. Trust me, I can listen to you talk
Yeah.
the whole day.
So,
Oh, that's
for real.
sweet.
Maybe
Yeah.
you know.
I should start a podcast.
Yeah. So you went to school here as well,
I did. 100%.
right? You were in.
I went to Strathmore
Hey,
before
my
that.
friend.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I went to Strathmore before that. I was in boarding school in Meru. I actually
Bas.
grew up talking like this. You know
Yes.
me, my name is Onka
Yeah.
Komen. That is who I am. I am from Meru.
Meru can do. My person is Meru. Don't laugh.
I'm Meru as well. I'm half Meru, half
I'm
Meru.
Meru too.
Half Meru of
Yeah,
Calais.
okay.
I'm also
I
American.
have Meru of Calais. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's
trust me,
right.
they've never
This is
met.
why the DJ is abstract.
Oh, nice one.
What are you talking?
Combination.
Oh,
Combination.
that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's
a
it.
good one.
Okay,
Ah,
that's a
awesome.
good one. Now, the other day,
Yeah.
okay, like this abstract is looking for his passport.
Oh no.
Okay, so you were off at tell the story.
Yeah, so I went there. And
There is
there's
at immigration,
yeah,
Nyayo House.
Nyayo House, and I've never seen so many people want to leave the country at the same time. And now with the Kindiki and everything, and there's no shortcuts, and it's crazy. You got to line up for a long time,
Right.
and it's a very long process actually.
So the point there is that there are so many Kenyans.
Yeah.
Remember the days of the green cards? Forget about that.
Yeah.
Now everyone's like, political asylum. So you am ACDC. You know what I'm saying? You know, so, America visa, please. I need to get OUT. Let me go anywhere. Zambia, Uganda, Tanzania. Let me get out. Let the Burundians and Rwandese come in.
Yeah.
As Kenyans, we've got to go. So part of this story, Oscar, that people found, a bit impressive and intriguing about you, Eli, is that, like you said, and Kent,
Oxfordshire, then Kent.
and Oxfordshire, then you came back to Kenya, and you've left your family there. Clearly, you was doing well. What was it that brought you back here? It's not that our tour duty is done and dusted. Your farm was still outside.
Yeah.
You came back. So, we found that, yes, this is somebody, you know what? Kenyan patriot, black and proud. But because of white, bruv.
Do you know what? It was a mistake. Not a mistake, as in it wasn't planned to come back, right? It wasn't planned.
okay.
I came and I started doing business, and I was supposed to leave after 2 months.
Yeah, what would be a
But,
shout out? Were you selling cars?
Import export.
Okay, of course.
Export,
Okay.
yeah.
Sounds like Don Pablo. Eh?
all legal. All legal.
Soy el
Let's
fuego.
clarify that. I leave, there's police outside when I leave. No, but it was import-export. It went very well. But then the digital started. But the reason I decided to stay is 2 years before that, I'd gone on a journey where I wanted to find out where I'm from. So I was reading about my country, etc. And the flip side of everyone wanting to leave is I always say go and see, then make a decision.
Good one.
Because staying over there sounds fantastic, streets paved with gold.
Yes.
But the reality is there's a lack of community that's out there. So when I came here and I felt that community for the first time, I said, regardless of finance or anything, I would like to build a life here where I'm from originally. So that's how I stayed.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And 2019, was that your first time back? Would you guys come back regularly?
I'd been 3 times before. 3 times before, always
in your whole life.
Yes, in my whole life, So this is my 4th time.
Okay,
and it was always with family. But when I used to come, when I got to Nairobi, it was overwhelming because I lived in a village back in the UK. So
Oxfordshire,
in the countryside. So I'd come, I was overwhelmed, but then we'd go to coast, and I used to love coast.
Right.
But then this 4th time when I came and I started doing business, I liked the chaos. I liked the hecticness. Because I think I had a business spirit inside me. So that's what got me excited and made me stay.
As Oscar, so clearly you guys are also friends, not just business partners.
Our friendship is the business.
Okay, I like this. I like this. Have you told him to be more Miro, Oscar?
Sorry?
Have you Africanized him? Kidogo more?
My guy is as African as it gets.
Come on.
Let me tell you something. Let me let you know something. You can always know a man. You can always know a man by the caliber of chick he pulls in a club.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. We're together.
Hold on. After you have spoken like 10 Kenyans. Hold on.
On air, that's crazy.
That's the shot.
Inside.
Yes.
You always know a man by the caliber of chicks he pulls in a club, what he's attracted to, what he wants to be around.
It's interesting you say that because a friend of ours was launching, one of her boutiques in Yaya Center.
Yeah.
This native walked in like a moth to the flame. The Chile's all like,
it's a problem.
So I immediately went outside, got a cocktail, and went to smoke a cigarette somewhere else. I said, listen, why we? Because this chap has walked in. We're done.
Chieftain.
Yeah.
Imagine that's my life. I think what really shows me that Eli really appreciates where he comes from and who he is.
I like that.
First of all, me and Eli are from the same tribe, the Meru.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
The man his other name is Ntoide.
Yes.
With an apostrophe.
Yeah, with an apostrophe.
Exactly.
He knows. He understands. So there's a cultural appreciation
I like this.
that we both have because we were raised by parents who are also very firm in instilling certain cultural values that have grown us up as men. You understand?
I like this.
Yeah, it's given us that backbone. You understand?
I like this.
When when we're in business, when we're in friendships, if I know the man to my right, is 110% in my corner.
I like
that.
I like that.
And if there's something African, what is more African than that? Than that brotherhood, than that understanding.
I like that.
That if things go south, me and him are in the trenches together.
Speaking, and thank you so very much for saying that, Oscar. But you know what I find intriguing there, Eli as well, is that because you guys were in the countryside. What were the folks doing? What are they doing in the British countryside?
Living life. No, my father's an engineer.
Oh, good one.
Has been an engineer for like 35 years. He's retired now, and my mum was a housewife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so Christmas. You go back.
We would typically have Christmas there. We would come here.
This one, we go Christmas.
Oh, this Christmas here. They're coming now to stay with the family.
I see. Good one.
Now I'm the native here.
All right. Yeah. So, Oscar, tell me about something that you've taken Eli to eat. Have you taken, for example, to Obama? No, that's no Bama market. That would be West.
South Sea. This guy even knows Roy. What are you talking about? What are you even talking about? This guy drove me to Roy 3 p.m., 3 a.m.
So suffice it to say, he's acclimatized. A good one.
He's ours.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Now, guys, because we're going into the top of the hour, so now we've established the backstory. Everyone and his stepchild wants to get into the business that you guys have basically, touch wood, perfected.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
How did we start? We know how you started. What were the pitfalls? Do you know? What were the drawbacks? The highlights, the first one, the one highlight that also just you said, you know what? I can take this poo-poo no more.
Yeah.
Keep it top of mind. And in the next hour, we'll jump in with the those stories. All right. If you've got a question for the two brothers that make up ManTalkKE, I know questions are more.
A lot.
What you got to do is
just hit our social, that is Spicy FM on both Facebook and X, or dial the number 0719-012-600.
all right. It's Eli Mwenda and Oscar Kome. They started this journey in 2019. Yeah, boy. It's all about Transformational Thursday. Who was a Grammy-nominated artist, by the way, guys?
I believe that is Sauti Soul.
Oh, yes, correct. Yes,
you guys managed to get
Van Bien and Polycap.
Okay. my favorite cat wasn't there.
That definitely.
So if Chimano was there, who would have asked the question?
Both of us. Yeah.
What question would you have asked?
How much he loves music, of course. I mean, that's the obvious question, isn't it?
And no, you, which one would you have asked, bruv?
What inspires him to dress the way he dresses?
Yes. And then the third question would have been?
And the third question is, why do his shades shine so well in the light?
Okay, and question number 4 would have been?
If you could be any animal in the world, which animal would you be?
Oh,
I just love how it didn't go foot and mouth for you guys.
By the way, right?
You guys are smart. That's why you do the best podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so guys, when you guys came in, we asked you for a few songs that basically invoke sad memories for you guys.
Yeah.
All right, and Eli, there were 3 for you. There was Case and Jojo, Faded Pictures. Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk? And Tyrese, Sweet Lady. Can tell is one of those sentimental niggas.
We're sweet boys.
And then Oscar is that guy.
I am that guy.
You're still Dre, obviously Dr. Dre. Notorious B.I.G. is Big Poppa, and Pharrell and Snoop, Beautiful. So should we start with Faded Pictures and Still Dre?
Still Dre, baby. You have to remember, guys.
Yeah, I like that.
Even when we leave, even when we go to London and take the podcast back,
Right.
we are still Dre.
I love that. So why Faded Pictures? What memories does that song invoke for you?
So it's not a direct memory. It's more just to do with the emotion I feel when I listen to it. I'm an emotional guy. I'm a sweet boy. So this kind of thing, I think in a digital age, it's good to remind people that there was once a time when your pictures could be faded.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Hey,
Where Dr. Dre, top that one, my friend. Why Still Dre?
Listen, sometimes you go through some things in life, ups and downs here and there. Everybody's thinking like you're down and out.
Yeah.
But when you're that guy,
Come on.
you're that guy.
Tell 'em.
And you just have to go do.
still black.
My friend.
Still Dre.
I love it. So you know what? We're going to start the next hour with those two. Listen, ask those questions. They are in studio. It's Transformational Thursday. We're aspiring to inspire. Spice. But
Grew up in South Sea.
Yeah.
And there was something about hanging up on the edge of a matatu.
Come on.
You hear what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Hanging on the edge of a
Right,
matatu when you
right.
just come back from like
Right.
boarding school. Things are tough. You've taken the mat and then you start here.
Yeah.
Tel Aviv Sako. You're there. You're hanging. You know what I mean? One leg out.
But the 12, those are number 12, ne?
12C.
12C.
Yeah,
12C.
that's what it was. And like we used to have the matatu used to be on incline.
Come on.
And so it's on one side and
bus,
it's
bus.
Snoop start to finish.
Bus.
So I grew up on that. Like it's mother's milk. You know
As
what I mean?
guys, kina, what's it called? Kina Big Pin, Kina Isa, Kina
Kid Isa,
Shafi.
yeah.
And as guys used to live in Mugoya. South Central, yeah.
You used to live in Mugoya?
Yeah, South Central, man.
but-
Opposite, that where there's
Baker's Corner.
bus, where there's that bar, there was a bar there at the corner. Then there's a bar that actually is, I'm getting old, man. There's there at the Shopee.
I know.
Right.
Yeah, quite sure you look like a South Sea.
Yeah.
You move
Well,
around like one.
What? Thank you.
that's the biggest big up possible. That's the biggest big up possible.
It is indeed Transformational Thursday, and today is that day, I tell you. In studio, when you aspire to inspire, two men that epitomize the grit in this life because we always say that you go out there on the streets, guys, and you see Kenyans, we're getting cynical, we're getting angry, everyone is tired. But you know what? Life is indeed a journey, and these guys began their journey in 2019 from a barbershop right here in Nairobi. Since then, they've produced over 117 video podcasts. Talk about consistency on YouTube, 502 posts on Instagram, and over 200 TikTok videos through 14 seasons. Okay, they are, a Kenyan-based podcast that champions positive masculinity, and progressive social change in black communities, not only here in Kenya, across the continent, and indeed right around the world. Oh, you've got to love them. And in fact, as they're here in studio, what is it that you guys are, what is it that's going online? What's going on live now?
So right now at 6 p.m. we upload our episodes on YouTube and Spotify and other podcast platforms. So we're uploading as we are talking.
I tell you, in studio today, they are ManTalkKE. We're talking about Oscar Comey and Eli Mwenda. Guys, thank you so very much for coming through on Transformational Thursday. And as we were talking there during the break, you said something about, and early on, Abstract, you're saying that you follow.
Yeah, I follow him on TikTok. Because of the travel vlog.
Which him?
That is Eli Mwenda.
Okay. Why?
The places he goes to. Sophisticated, that's.
Okay.
And this is a place that I want to go. So if you want to travel and go to a place, you have to actually, it's like a movie trailer. You have to get a glimpse, a teaser of how the place looks like, and the expenses.
Okay.
So hence me following him on TikTok.
So you still do that on the side, right, bruv?
Yeah. I'd say it's parallel.
It's parallel, yeah. And the fashion thing?
Yeah, so my brand encompasses all of that.
Right.
Travel, lifestyle, grooming. It's another way of serving men specifically, showing them this is how you can groom to be better, because it starts from outside in.
Yeah.
So showing them like grooming, fashion, look good, feel good, and then the podcast as well is now long form content to also assist with that.
Okay, now, Oscar, I don't know, like when I watch, especially because I love the travel as well, but when I watch these travel to, they're called vlogs, podcasts here locally, the ones based in Kenya, out in the Mara, blah blah blah. I always tend to see that they get foreigners or diaries.com to come and go to these exotic locales. Do you notice that?
We did.
Yeah, like Devin Money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So with people like you and Eli here, Oscar, why don't is it that the destinations are biased? Am I throwing a cat amongst the pigeons?
Here's a good analogy. I wouldn't just let that slide. I just can't let that one go. Throwing a cat among the pigeons when we talk about being in the wild. You guys catch that. So first of all, I think this is what we found. It's very rare there's a certain, I'd say, deprecation that Kenyans have for themselves. Which really needs to go away.
Wapi wewe.
Which really needs to go away. Like, why is it surprising that Eli chose to stay here? Why is it surprising that Kenyans can actually enjoy these resorts? Like, Abstract over here he's a DJ who's killing it. He's making tons of cash. Right. He needs to know what Masai Mara feels like.
There we go.
He has a shorty. He's been DJing here for a while. She's been asking him, when will I go to the Mara?
Yes.
And obviously Abstract, he's a stacked guy. He's a customer. And I think there needs to be investment in local content and local context. Right. There's a ton of, we're trying to export our values, and I think as Kenyans we need to celebrate ourselves first.
I love that.
That's my response.
I love that. So, Eli, now of those destinations, first of all, Oscar, where is that one place? Abstract, where has he gone that you're like, imagine, anyway, name that one spot that you want to go to, by the way, bro.
It's been so many places, but the last one I watched was here in UST, because I've never been there.
He traveled to UST?
No. He was there. The last vlog I saw where he posted was Kipinski. The food was amazing, and the services actually.
Yeah.
So
you went afterwards?
Yeah. No, that's the one place he wants to go.
I really want to try it. Start small, crawl, then we can run later.
So I want to be clear, brother.
Don't.
Of everything he has posted, of all the places he has traveled, wewe ni hapa farting distance.
Like I said, we fast crawl, then we can run later.
Yeah. So see, not Upper Imara or Lesereni.
There we've done.
Oscar, now maybe not where your brother's been. Yeah, but where's that one destination? You're like, damn, my bruv, that's that one.
I'll tell you one that the homie posted, and I got a bit jealous because he didn't go. He went alone, but he was taken there by people.
Yes.
The Rwandese took my guy through the jungle when he was in gorillas.
Yeah.
And he was in fantastic company.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, so it wasn't bad. So when I saw that, I was like, dude, man, I unfortunately had work at the same time, and I couldn't go. But it's just been a pleasure to see him do his thing.
I love that,
and we celebrate him for that.
Okay, so Oscar Kome Esquire, we still practice, bro.
Actually, something very interesting happened recently.
Yes.
I transitioned into high finance, which is private equity.
You mentioned that.
Exactly. So I did the profession for a while. I was a corporate lawyer for a certain amount of time. I served, and I really enjoyed that.
Right.
But I felt as that there's a little bit more value that I can give.
Right.
And I got into impact investing, and that's what I'm focused on, and that's where I want to get to next, and that's my next mountain to climb, as it were.
That one we'll talk. What he has just said, we'll ask him over White Cup, yeah? That one, he was cruising at 35,000 feet. Us guys are still at sea level. Why are you using fighting words?
Just to slow it down. I think there's a lot to do with regulation, and there's a lot of reform that needs to happen there before we get to where we get to as a country. But I think the youth are suffering from a situation where we are underinvested in as Kenyans. There's not much investment that's actually trickling down to the entrepreneurs that need it.
Right.
And I think that, me hanging on matatus in South Sea, I've seen a lot of guys as I've kind of moved through Nairobi, and I think my skills would be best applied.
Right.
Actually, like getting capital in the right hands,
sharp.
And increasing employment and actually solving the problems that are there in Kenya today.
Okay. So, this tag team that is Kome and Mwenda, guys, and you've just said, nothing is, the youth are getting frustrated. People are graduating. Nothing is trickling down to their level. So obviously, for them, light bulb, easy option. Not only the youth, is that, Nani has done it. So-and-so has done it. See, I've got a phone with a camera.
Yeah.
And then all I need to do is just as long as that, is it called clout chasing?
Yeah, it is.
That way you just post something silly and then you get a lot of...
that's a problem with our market, actually.
Yeah. And then next thing I know, I'll be the U2. I'll be laughing all the way to the bank. Before we got to equilibrium, tell us about the fun times that were the Genesis days of this journey that is ManTalkKE.
Honestly, we've not reached the equilibrium yet.
I like that.
Financially.
He's saying we were laughing all the way. I was like, we are weeping.
We're
weeping all the way to the bank.
We often talk to ourselves on the phone to encourage each other, and we say, do you know what? Maybe we're not businessmen. Maybe we're just like evangelists.
We are pastors.
We're just trying to help these young guys because, financially, we're not. This market is not as ripe as we'd like it to be. But to answer your question, the journey before that was a case of us saying, okay, once we got away from the other two and they did their own thing, we said, okay, we're forming a company. This is now going to be a production company. We don't want to do it just anyway.
So it's not just Juakali.
It's not just Juakali.
Yes.
I didn't know if I could. Yeah,
it's okay.
I was like, if I say it doesn't sound correct. So we said, okay, let's make a company, and then let's fund this until it makes sense. It's been 3 years. We're still funding this. So it's not a case of we're doing this for business. So when you say that somebody opens their phone and they want to get into content and think they're going to make money, it can take a long period of time. There's little spikes in the mountain, like you said.
Yes.
There's little spikes where Spotify, we worked with them very closely. A few brand partners, but the space we're in, podcasters are not looked at as a revenue stream, or where marketers can put their money, and that's how a radio station makes money. With White Cap.
Indeed,
exactly. Yes. But podcasting is a very new format. But I think what we've done is we've made like an ecosystem of digital content, whereby we can offer a brand either an Instagram reel or a TikTok where you follow us, and then that way we can monetize. But ultimately, the equilibrium was still not there yet. We have to bring our money and put it into the podcast.
So you see now, Eli has told us what we did. Now put your hat on, because clearly in this to Jacob, we're still at the U in the J, right?
I like that. I really like that Jacob analogy.
Right. Now, Oscar, best advice. Now here you put your Mwalimu hat on.
Okay.
Because, like I said, okay, we started a production company. And I'm assuming this was in 2019. So at the beginning, so let's make this a proper biashara.
Yeah.
Now, when I is listening to you, I'm saying, okay, I've got a pen and paper. So what do I do first?
Here's my take, right? You want to start as small with as little as possible, right? You don't want to see what Eli and I are doing and assume that
you can copy
we just woke up and started pulling it out. Because Kipchoge, Eliud Kipchoge runs 42 kilometers non-stop, but he trains every day in just the right environment.
There we go.
And he's been doing it for over 10 years.
There we go.
Same thing has been happening with me and Eli. Our first check, right? Our first ever sponsorship was 5K after 5K after dropping 8 episodes. And we and him had to bootstrap the hell out of that.
You've
business.
heard that, bruv?
Yeah. And the camera was fuzzy.
Yes.
We used to hang the mics from twigs, actually.
Wow.
In the old episodes.
Wow.
And we've pushed through that partnership, and only now, in fact, I'd say the amount of equipment that's grown in the podcast and like the quality of the podcast has come from our own external streams of income. So our own growth as young men is what you're seeing. You're seeing guys who are 24 start, and now you're seeing 25. Now you're seeing guys who are turning 30.
Good one.
So you're seeing our own like investment into that business.
So
what you're seeing.
So gentlemen, so also consistency is key.
Yes.
Right. That's where the grit comes in. You must do that.
Yeah, it's the name of the game.
There's a little bit we touched off offline where you talked about there's a difference between a professionally shot podcast and cloud chasing.
There we go. Yes.
Bien who recently dropped an album said kuna tofauti ya ujuzi na ujuaji. Unanisikia? Umenielewa abstract?
Pick that up.
There's a difference between knowledge and know-how.
Like
you know what I mean? So for us, I think the journey has been one of we're just tightening, even till now, we're just tightening the machine. What you're feeling and what you're seeing is a culmination of 1,001 high-quality decisions. And that's what me and him always say to each other. It's like yet another high-quality decision. Even having the lovely Kawira on set.
Thank you.
Is a high-quality decision.
I was thank you for bringing that up because I was going to go there. Now, not to disparage my brother, but you know what? Like he also said, when you guys walked in and after doing well in the last hour, that this is different from all the ones that we've done. Transformational Thursdays. Now, Kawira's here, and if you're wondering what the hell are these guys talking about, well, they have got a producer in the studio that's basically filming what's going on here. You guys, it's not for acting. It's always real.
It's always rolling.
It's always real.
Right? And she's always there. Okay. So is a crew important?
Eli, you want to take that?
I think delegations is really important. I think there's what we said, me and Oscar, is that we are very good at sitting down talking on a podcast.
Right.
We're not good at video production. So find somebody good at that. One of the things to make consistency happen is building relationships over a long period of time.
Good one.
So what happened to us is we went through a phase where we were going through production crews like toothpaste. So we would have like one for a month, they won't turn up, etc. But then we managed to find one that said, okay, I believe in what you're doing. And I also love the podcast. I love the message you're putting out there. So let's not put it on a financial level. Let's put it on a growing level. And what's happened is we had a meeting with this production crew recently, and it's been 3 years with them. And even her business has thrived from that. So we've stuck with the same crew for a long period of time. That's the only reason we could be consistent. And to the point of being consistent as well, you need to have a why if you're starting, because there's times when me and Oscar are going to be even ill or overwhelmed or something else going on, because we do multiple things outside of the podcast. But like I said, the whole reason that we can still do it when the finances don't make sense is because we are impacting young men every time. You go to a restaurant, somebody tells you something profound. You even go to a bar, you're trying to dance to Drake and somebody wants to talk to you about their girlfriend. But those kind of interactions make you feel, okay, whatever, when we're sitting and talking on the mic, someone is listening and it's actually helping. So that helps us to stay consistent, and bringing in the team helps us also make the machine keep rolling.
There was a moment, just to kind of add value to that, kind of meet that bone. There was a moment where we were coming out of, planning out a season, and a young man was walking out with a tram with a baby in it, and his wife was there. And like she was like, "Oh my God, ManTalk!" And she said to us, you know what she was? She didn't in the moment. She said, I hope my son grows up watching your content. And from that moment, me and Eli looked at each other and said, yeah, that this is it.
And
Kevin, you wanna break out your hanky, nigga?
I don't know who's cutting onions.
Brilliant. It's the right time to segue into what we're going into next. Because then we're gonna focus on ManTalk. Okay, in our next segment. But that said, if you wanna ask a question, bro,
just dial the number 0719012600 Spice FMKE on both Facebook and X. #E Spice Drive.
Oh man, Eli Wenda and Oscar Coleman, they're in the studio. Where are you a podcaster? Are you a content creator? What's an influencer, guys? Sorry.
Yeah, there's influencer and there's content creator. Influencer means you do something and make content because of your influence. Content creator creates content about a certain thing.
Bas.
There's even worse. Let me expand that.
Lakini hapo tushaelewana.
Kabisa, crystal clear.
Bas.
There's-
And you're going to say that slowly later because you are flying.
There's a difference between an influencer
Yes.
and a person of influence. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Hey, today was it notebook out.
It's on like Donkey Kong. All right, so guys, let's go back to the music, shall we?
Yeah.
Eli, there's your next song. You see, he's that sentimental guy.
Always.
Was Tevin Campbell, brilliant album. Can We Talk? Was this based off a relationship, or tell me the backstory?
There's
When you
something that
listen to that song.
happens
Yeah.
when this song comes in and you're with a group of people you love very much. And then when he gets to that high note that I won't try,
Right.
and he says, and I
Yes.
think about you.
Right.
Those kind of moments
Right.
have such
Right.
good memories when I've
Right.
been with my friends
Right.
and we've just sang our hearts out to
Right.
R&B. So it's
Right.
that song where it's just good memories. It's a
Right.
sad song, but like it's good memories for me.
Kev, I don't know. I picture these two sitting in a club and then they're just pulling.
It tends to happen.
It's a gift and a curse.
It's a
no?
gift and a curse.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want to hang with your boys.
You
but
just want to chill.
yeah.
Just want to grab a white cap.
And all the rest.
Oscar, that's good. And then obviously the other one, you were Dre. Okay, now you've gone from West Coast to East Coast.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Okay,
doing.
so Notorious. Why this one, bruv? Big Popper.
Let me tell you something. I really appreciate rap as an art form.
Good man.
For us, I grew up in Sauti again.
Sharp.
I grew up Isa. That's what I used to
Yes.
see.
Yeah.
K
Yeah.
rapped.
Right.
So rap as an art form is what influenced my confidence. It's what
Sharp.
gave me the swagger, the
Sharp.
thinking,
Sharp.
the nothing can stop me. And Big Papa epitomizes that vibe. So
Hey,
that's my gift to you guys.
what are you talking?
Teacher,
What are you talking?
so TJ has actually told me to remind you, it's called Jukes. The bar that you're talking about.
Jukes. Jukes. Jukes.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom Giovanni, you're right, Vanna. Jukes.
Yeah.
With the best fish. Jukes was a local. Yeah.
I think it's still there. It's still there.
Is it still there?
It's still there. It has the best fish still now.
Oh man, that every night after
We have a team member who was at Jukes recently.
I need to go to this place.
Oh, no, I will take you.
Yeah,
We'll
please.
take. Oh, TJ. Cheers, man. New Jack, top 5 at 5. Brought to you by Whitecap Lager. Spice. Listen, it's all about Transformational Thursday. I know, yes, we wish we could have had them for more time, but alas,
Yeah.
it is what it is. When you talk about aspiring to inspire, and you talk about a duo who have epitomized the grit, they did 8 episodes of a season. And then the first check they got was for 5,000 Kenya money. My friends, they are the force behind ManTalkKE. And just Oscar,
Yeah.
Kome, Eli, Wenda, Karibu Sana, welcome to Transformational Thursday. Well, we've been hanging out for a bit. Let's talk about ManTalk for a second. All right. As I've seen here, high-level debates with guests such as Grammy-nominated artists, the Saudi souls of this world, thought leaders, authors, and entertainers on topics affecting black communities today, such as entrepreneurship, fatherhood, period poverty, and success in the creative arts. Whenever you go to social spaces and people talk about the boy child, what the boy child is doing, what the boy child is not doing. If you get onto the mutandao, please, Eli, say that word.
Mutandao.
Good man. So, and then it's always people about don't be a simp, don't do this, do this, do this. We're balkanizing the sexes.
That's a very good analogy again, Kwash.
But you guys, now for the uninitiated, Kevin,
Yes.
what can you tell me about their show, bruv?
I've never heard about it until today. I've only been following because of the vlogs on the travel. But it's murky. It's because most of the things about the girl child, they support girl child, that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay, so for the uninitiated, clearly we are, guys, and it starts today. So for one to follow you, by the way, and to subscribe to the show, pitch me. What do we do?
If you want to watch ManTalk, you want to listen to ManTalk, you want to be part of the ManTalk community, jump on Instagram. Our handle is ManTalk.ke.
Right.
Jump on Spotify. Our handle is ManTalk.ke still. On YouTube, we just dropped a fire episode
today.
Yeah. And ironically, I'll tell you what we've done with this episode just after I'm done plugging it, which is also on ManTalk.ke and on all other podcast platforms. Today's episode, Kwach, you'll be interested to hear, is we're talking about green flags men find in women.
Not red flags, green flags.
Green flags. Okay. You've seen what I've done there?
Yeah.
You've seen what I've done there because you're a smart man. There's a balkanization of the sexes, like you've said.
Yes.
And ManTalk, when we started out, it was this super sober podcast about, we're growing as men, and you can feel it when you're 25. You're like, as men, we want to grow, we want to be the next big thing. And slowly our tone has softened. After, with wisdom comes perspective. And that perspective for us was break that wall down. Let's sit down and have a dialogue that's inclusive. Society consists of two sexes, not 1.5, not 1.25.
I love it.
And I agree that there's all these arguments around a patriarchy and systemic oppression. But I think for us as men, we need to come together and listen to the women, and the women also need to listen to us. And so that's the platform we created. So that's why you'll see we are talking about period poverty. The person who did that actually was Janet Mbogwa with her Inwadada campaign. When it comes to entrepreneurship, we just did one with a fantastic guy straight from Kibera yesterday. And his business was dance. And he now has a happy life with a lovely, beautiful family, children, and he grew up from the children's home. So it's that mix of hard and soft, because that's ultimately what masculinity is. So if I'm plugging ManTalk, that's how I'll plug it. I'll be like, come, chill, vibe with us. It's a good time.
I love it. Eli, now, who are we talking to? Because here, your co-host, all right? Here's a man, from the hood here, South Sea. Obviously, he's got a head on his shoulders. But then you're a guy, cultured English lad, Kenyanese, gone back full circle, and you've come back to Kenya. What's our TA? I mean, are we talking to, me? I've been around the sun twice, two relationships, one of them a divorce, now one, it's actually my current partner. And obviously she's a lady who's also had a bit of life's experience. She's 40, I'm 50, and she's like, there's a show that we need to, in fact, you need to get these guys on for these two cats know what they're talking about. All right, who are you talking to? Are you talking to Abstract? Abstract, what's your story?
Mine was just simple success, deep down, separation, couldn't see a kid for a while, getting back, picking up myself, depression, survival, suicidal 3 times actually. Gosh. Thank God for being here. That's all about me.
So is it all encompassing? Are we also talking to teenies?
Yeah, so when we started it, obviously by the name you'd think this is a men's podcast, right?
You're right.
You think ManTalk, and that's the misconception sometimes. But to be fair, in their defense, that people that think that is, when we did start it, we wanted to speak to men. But we quickly realized that women want to know what men are thinking.
There we go.
So then the audience, when you looked at the stats, because we're data driven, we said, okay, there's a lot of ladies that listen to the podcast too, from different demographics. So like we said about the production company, we also can't speak to every sector of life. So the best thing to do is open the doors, bring in guests, they can give proper perspective, and we're not doing guesswork. So that's how we've modeled it. So when we say the TA, it's very, very broad. There'll be some episodes your partner would like, there'll be some episodes a 15-year-old guy would like. But we try to put at least all of them into a season. So Oscar loves the analogy of the 4 quadrants with the different people in society. So when we're planning a season, we say 8 episodes, let's give 2 to each.
I like that. Oscar, Eli has mentioned data-driven, bro.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah, no.
You know that. We're about that.
Is that critical for you to find direction in what it is that you're doing if you're going to be a podcaster, bruv?
Let me tell you something. I like the question you've asked us around who are you talking to? When you look at your numbers and your numbers are saying, listen, you're talking to, your podcast is named ManTalk, but women love you the most. Some men would even say that, guys, we are not hearing you advocate for us. So for us, we have to sit down and design our show to be like Eli said, 4 quadrants.
Sharp.
I want your grandma to listen and say, oh my God, I love them. I want your granddad to listen and say, Meru boys, these are my guys. I want your big sister to go, I love the way Eli looks. And I want your older brother to be like, yo, even me, I came from South Sea to hold on my tattoos. I want to be like Oscar. So that's the game. So for us, we are looking for a nice little balance. And obviously, we don't want to be out of touch. I think one of the big dangers about running a podcast like ours is you might end up being out of touch, talking about things nobody really cares about.
Sharp.
And for us, I think that's been kind of an awakening where we're like, listen, if we're really about it, then go to the people and look at the data and design your conversations around that.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Listen, you said the episode, it's about the green flags.
Yeah.
What are some of the green flags? This, Kevin, would you like to know?
Listen.
Yeah.
Abstract. Abstract.
Okay.
Abstract. You know you're my guy. Abstract, you know you're my guy. You're a Miru guy. Have you ever seen a shorty walk into a room and then you look down and she just has white toes? Like her toes, like she just put well manicured white toenails. She walks in, you're seeing this baby hair. She turns around, it's something crazy. Something we can't mention on this podcast.
Yes.
Something we can't mention on this radio.
On the show, yes.
Yes. Tell me how that makes you feel.
Well, okay, two things actually. One, I can't afford her.
Oh!
Now you see where we've gone.
That's a podcast.
That's a podcast.
That's a podcast.
That's the first. I'm like, okay.
Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. A woman who's put together, you look at her, you're like, this one I can't afford.
That's the first thing that hits your head, but like.
Are you aware your woman is listening? So you looked at her and this is a scrub. This one.
No.
Yeah, that's crazy.
See, that's one.
crazy.
This might was something.
That's crazy.
See, no, that's one.
What are you talking?
See, that's one.
Hey.
And then two, like, let me approach her.
Hey.
Let me go. I will do my best to appreciate and elevate.
good
Let's
save.
maintain
Good
that.
Good save.
He said that thing. Clutch. Yeah. You've been on radio, my guy. It's been a few years.
He needs to go home tonight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you see, the idea now,
Yes, yeah.
the reason why we picked that topic is because a ton of
like
the content
that.
that's
Yeah.
viral
Yeah.
online
Yeah.
is red flags.
Excellent.
You know, this is why we hate them.
Brilliant.
You see, hate sells.
Brilliant.
Hate sells,
Brilliant.
unfortunately. And people are sitting
Yeah.
in some places, some
Yeah.
dark rooms, and
Yeah.
making money off of it.
Yeah.
Whereas we're really hurting
Yeah.
relationships and
Yeah.
hurting culture the way it
Yeah.
should be.
Yeah.
And for us, we were like, no, let's bring everyone together. Let's appreciate each other. Take away that
brilliant.
hate, and you'll find like a community, a nation, as it were.
Oh man, you guys, we could go on forever, man.
Yeah, we could.
This is great stuff. So, look, Oscar, you have you've picked it up abstract. They are, they started with a production company. They are data driven. Words of wisdom. First of all, are you into mentorship?
Yes,
100%.
100%.
How does that work? If one wants to touch base with you, do you share?
So how
Can you share here?
Yes, I can.
Okay, please do.
So please DM us on ManTalkKE.
Sure.
Reach out to us if you want to talk to Eli or myself personally. We have a team that usually assigns those people, and then we can actually listen to you and what you have to say. We're trying to partner with mental health professionals as well.
Good one.
We've met a ton of interesting mental health professionals who are certified.
Good one.
Me and Eli are not certified mental health professionals. Let's
Yeah,
take it there.
yeah.
But we're just two guys who think who want to make a difference.
Right.
And so if you reach out to us, we'll try our best to accommodate you and
Right.
talk to you about what we think. We might not always be right. We're not 50 like Mr. Quatch
Yes.
from Rhino Charge. We're taking it back. But we'll try our best to.
Give me that, bro.
There it is. There it is. So we'll try our best to be accommodating.
I love that.
Eli.
Brother,
Yeah.
and I was so when I first heard your story, you left the family there, you came back here, because it's totally the opposite of what most Kenyanese are trying to do.
Exactly.
I'm like, this cat's a patriot. Then I met you, the rest as it says history. Your parting shot for that native who wants to start a podcast. Your words of wisdom, bruv.
I'd say start with what you have, what's in your hand, look there first. That's what Janet said in our episode, one of the ones we did on period poverty, and we've taken it for the whole season. Start
Sure.
with what's in your hand, and also start with integrity and start with a solid why, because you'll find your tribe if you just put it out there and don't
Find your
chase.
tribe.
Yeah, you'll
I like
find your
that.
tribe, but
Yeah.
don't chase numbers. The numbers will come if you stick to exactly what the mission was. But on the journey of sticking to what the mission is, look outside and also be a business person. Be like, okay, if I'm getting this mission to people, how do I do it in a very smart marketing way? You have
Sharp.
to also think on the back end,
Sharp.
how can people receive this? So go on all podcast platforms, go on visual audio like you've done here,
Sharp.
and you'll find people. And if you're helping and giving some sort of value, people will always come back. That's my main advice.
Spice.